Now page 4, the men and women who would be the next president of the United States. There's a boatload of them, a veritable Democrat ship of fools. In fact, if we stuck all of them on a single ocean liner, we could sell tickets to the constitutional shakedown cruise from hell. Cory Booker, Elizabeth Warren, Joe Biden, Eric Garcetti, just to name a few, and of course Bernie Sanders. The Vermont senator has all but announced that he's running. Sanders held a series of meetings this past weekend in the Green Mountain State, exploring the options for a, quote, even bigger run for president, even more radical, more Marxist socialist. Apparently, the notion of Medicare for all is now built into the Democrat plank for whoever wins the nomination for president. Medicare for all, it would bankrupt this republic. Where exactly would the $3 trillion a year to pay for Medicare for all come from? Me, you. All working Americans would be on the hook to pay for this thinly disguised effort to foist socialist medicine on we the people. Yet, Senator Kamala Harris of California is on board with Medicare for all, and she, too, is considered a prime candidate to run for president. This as she travels around the country, plying her politics of division to friendly audiences.
Let's speak truth. That the nomination of Brett Kavanaugh to the Supreme Court was a denial of justice for women and sexual assault survivors.
Stop there. Let's speak truth here, now. It was a denial of justice for Brett Kavanaugh. He had no due process rights. He was guilty until proven innocent because of characters like Kamala Harris and Dianne Feinstein. So what the Democrats were doing at this moment in time, 3 months ago, was they wanted an election issue to gin up the base. And so they had Dianne Feinstein sit on this phony information and then leak it out right at the end. What Grassley should have done in that committee is gavelled these people, said, no, we're done, it's over, we're going to take a vote. The vote wouldn't have changed one way or another after this information came out, and it turned out to be all lies. These women have been proven to be liars. They've recanted their stories, and this Blasey Ford is a nutcase with 2 front doors. Absolutely abomination what took place here, and it was led by this woman from California. She is nasty, as President Trump would say. She is nasty and vile from a constitutional standpoint. Roll tape. Stop the tape. So she goes to Spelman College. That's in Georgia. She's not in California here. She's in Georgia. So she's traversing the country, laying a foundation to run for president in 2020, which is probably laying a foundation to again run for president in 2024. Roll tape.
And even though we didn't prevail, the fight for women and sexual assault survivors of whatever gender,
whatever gender? See, this is part of the problem. Maybe that flies in California, in crazy California, whatever gender, but hopefully most of America would pick up on that statement and say, no, Senator, what do you mean whatever gender? There are 2 genders. There are only 2 genders as defined by God. Mankind cannot create a 3rd, a 4th, or a 5th gender. Yet here's a senator, a United States senator, saying whatever gender, as if there's more than 2. Roll tape.
Race, whatever ethnicity, whatever political affiliation, is a fight worth having.
Stop tape. In other words, a fight worth having is an effort to destroy a man like Brett Kavanaugh. Why? Because he happens to have an R next to his name instead of a D. If it were Al Franken, oh, they would conveniently look the other way. But because Brett Kavanaugh has an R next to his name, it's okay to have political open season on him and try and destroy him. They got this close. They got this close. They forced him into a corner and made him testify in a way he had no intention of testifying after they lied repeatedly about his character. It was disgusting, really one of the low moments in American political history. Way, way down there, maybe the bottom. Roll tape.
Let's speak truth. The economy is not working for working people.
Stop the tape. No, exactly the opposite. The economy is working for all Americans. Donald Trump doesn't come out and say, you know what, I'm going to make the economy work for rich people, or just for poor people, or just for black people, or just for white people, or just for tall people, or just for short people.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One American News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One American News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.